Welcome back to Investing with Confidence, sponsored by Online Trading Academy, and we are talking about the do's and the don'ts of the financial markets, stocks, options, futures, forex, cryptocurrency, income strategies, but also wealth, retirement strategies. I am Josh Lilquist. If you happen to miss tickets to that investing class, text the word investing to the number 210-210. In these investing classes, we introduce these concepts and strategies to everyday people that want to get started in the markets. Or if you've been trading and investing for many, many years and you want to do something a little bit differently, text the word investing to the number 210-210 right now. Al, as we talked about in that last segment, we have a podcast. And a lot of people that are missing part of the show go to the podcast. So if you missed this part of the show, go to the podcast on Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. So in that last segment, we were talking about also the different income strategies for people that are still working, that either work during the day, 9 to 5 or whatever that may be, and they want to be able to have income strategies off hours. But also, they are busy people. I mean, let's face it, people are busy nowadays. But I'll tell you one thing, people are not that busy to not take control of their finances. A lot of people think they're a little too busy, and they're really not. Maybe you watch a little bit less TV or, whatever the things that people do, Netflix and hanging out and stuff like that. It's just, there's ways to allocate time to have a better financial future. But the only way to do that is to do things differently. Because most people say, I hope I make the term of a lot of people say is $1 million, right? I hope I make $1 million. Well, that hope strategy isn't going to happen without a strategy, without steps within that. And that's what you need in a retirement plan as well. We have a lot of listeners that are planning to retire, Al, that want to have enough during that time. So they want strategies to continue to build that now, but also during retirement. We are also seeing a lot of people come to these investing classes that are retired as well, because they want to continue to have longevity in those accounts. How do you help people have that opportunity?
Well, you know what? First of all, the very first thing you need to understand is that the Wall Street institutions, they know more than you do, and they have more money than you do. And because of that, they almost 100% of the time are responsible for the movement of price. So if price is important, I mean, think about why you want to make an investment. Why are you looking at the financial markets? Well, you obviously want to benefit financially. In order to do that, the price has to move in the direction that you need it to go for you to benefit based on what you're trading. And that means identifying where price is going to turn. If we know that the institutions control the price, they control the movement of price, so wouldn't it be helpful and important to be able to just follow what they're doing? And fortunately for us, they leave footprints on a price chart. We teach our students how to read a price chart very much like a radiologist would read an X-ray or an MRI. And everything that you need to know really is on a price chart. And it's not having 3 or 4 or 5 different technical indicators on there. For short-term income, it's also not looking at the fundamentals of a company. It's just finding where the buyers are going to be that move price up, where the sellers are going to be that move price down. That's what our core strategy does. That's identifying the patterns that the institutions are showing us that allows you to preset your trade and let the institutions actually start to provide a benefit for you. Now, as far as retirement, one of the things that obviously goes away when you retire is the income you had from your job. That income was probably what you were using almost exclusively to pay your bills, to have some fun in life. And then all of a sudden you go into retirement. And now what do you have? You have maybe a retirement account, maybe a 401k or 403b, although about half of the people in this country don't have a retirement account. But if you do, maybe what your strategy is just to draw money out of that account every time you need to maybe take a trip or pay some bills. What about using whatever money you have there as an income generator? Learn how to use it to your benefit using some of the assets we talked about. One of them that probably is the most beneficial all-around asset are options. Options can be used to boost the returns of a portfolio. You could have an equity portfolio, a stock portfolio, and never sell a thing, but use options to boost the returns.
Have that opportunity.
Have the opportunity
Remember,
to do that.
we always got to say opportunity. It's kind of silly, but we do.
Okay, listen to what Josh said. It is the opportunity to do that. Nobody is going to be 100%, But what you need to do is have the odds in your favor that the the probabilities that whatever you're doing are going to move in your favor, and that's using those patterns, that's controlling your emotions. But if you can learn how to three things actually: grow your retirement accounts after you retire, continue growing them, and then secondly, generate income off of those retirement accounts so you're not just drawing it down. And third, protect what you have, because once you go into retirement, you can't let the market take 30, 40, 50% away from you in a year or two, like has happened in the year 2000, 2008, for a lot of you, the first half of this year. So those are the three components that we really concentrate on. And, there is a retirement crisis in this country, and it's getting worse. Unfortunately, it's getting worse, and a lot of people are going to have to alter their retirement lifestyle because of it. We don't want that to happen to you, and there's a way that you can have the opportunity to not let it happen if you use the markets as a way of generating income, growing those accounts, and then we'll show you how to protect those assets also, which is the number one thing you need to do.
Yeah, you just need the right strategies to have that opportunity. And you got to think about this, too, as Al talked about those three components. You have to grow continue to grow it after you retire, have income strategies during that time, because if you think about that, once you retire, your job stops rather than drawing it down. But also you have to protect what you have. And it's not as complex as it sounds. You just need a strategy that's designed to do that. But you also have to think why you want to do that. If you're listening right now, why are you listening to the show? What are you looking to do with your financial future? Is it to build a legacy for you and your family? Is it to donate, to do charities? Whatever that real reason is, that is going to drive you to try to do better. If you have a real reason to get in the markets, it's not just to make money. That's what a lot of people say. People want to learn or make money. Well, those are the wrong answers. What is the real reason? Is it to do some of those things I just mentioned? Come to one of these investing classes. Maybe you need help trying to figure that out, finding what your why is. Text right now for 2 tickets for an investing class and a quick start kit to help you get started right away. So text right now. Text the word investing to the number 210-210. That's investing to the number 210-210. So Al, a lot of people have retirement accounts, and they're seeing what happens in down markets. Your losses are amplified in 401ks and IRAs when they're managed by somebody else. What is in a minute or so? What's the best way to minimize or to lower fees in those retirement accounts?
Yeah, well, fees are one of the components of your retirement accounts that it's really diminishing the amount of money you can have when you retire. So as soon as possible, try to eliminate those fees. One way to do that is to set up a self-directed IRA. In a 401k or 403b, I think the best thing about that is the fact that if you have a match, if your company matches part of what you put in, that's free money. That's worth taking. But then you're also encouraged to continue putting money in that 401k. So what are you doing? You're putting money into a portfolio that has fees that are taken out on a regular basis. You have you're open to big drawdowns. If the market crashes, your portfolio is going to go down with it. And at best, you're maybe getting 3 to 5% returns on an annual basis. So maybe it's better for you to look at, instead of continuing to contribute to the 401k, maybe set up a self-directed IRA. There are no fees with most companies. And then you can also trade more assets. You can trade the options market. You can trade the futures market, the foreign exchange market. You can have the potential to benefit in an up market, a down market, a sideways market, and have protection. It's very hard to do, if not impossible, in a 401k to have protection within that 401k. In a self-directed IRA, you have the opportunity to do that, basically have an insurance policy on your portfolio.
Yeah, a lot of listeners are probably seeing the different opportunities that they have right now, and I want to continue that discussion in that next segment. So stay tuned in the next segment. We're going to talk about how to set these accounts up. But we have a lot of listeners, Al, that have that why. They have that real reason. They want to be able to lower those fees and really to be able to direct these accounts that they have. It's not rocket science. You just haven't been taught yet. So if you want to learn more about how to direct your own accounts, how to get started in the right direction, whether you have a 401k, an IRA, or maybe you just have these accounts and you're not sure what to do with them, come to one of these investing classes. We can help you to see what those strategies are Text the word investing right now. Text the word investing to the number 210 210. That's investing to the number 210 210. And this is for 2 free tickets for an investing class. In these classes, we talk about how the markets function, how they move, why they move, how you as investors or regular people can hopefully start to make smarter investing decisions, and doing that today, because the opportunities that we're seeing right now, I mean, they'll be there, but the longer you wait is the longer you prolong your opportunities. Text the word investing to the number 210 210 right now. So as I mentioned, Al, I want to talk about how to set these different accounts up. We have a lot of listeners that want to get in the markets. They're brand new, and they don't know how to get started. So I want to talk a little bit about that as far as how to set up trading accounts and or even an IRA. This is Josh and Al, Investing with Confidence. We'll be right back.